So I am sitting down today with Nancy Walker, who is a Harvard alumna, a former senior official in the Pentagon, and a lifelong advocate for women's rights. So Nancy, thank you so much for agreeing to sit down and share your experiences and your advice.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
So can you start out by giving us some of the highlights of your professional career?
I've had the opportunity to do all kinds of things, much of it not planned. I always knew that I wanted to be in public service. I ended up working for the United States Information Agency, which is now part of the State Department. I started as the German and NATO analyst a month before the Berlin Wall came down. So people were very interested in the reports that I did on German public opinion and European public opinion after unification and during the withdrawal of American military forces. I had opportunities to meet incredible people, including the now late but always amazing Ambassador Holbrooke, who became a mentor and was absolutely encouraging of my career. I moved to the Pentagon, to the peacekeeping office in the fall of 1993, when I have to say I didn't know anything about peacekeeping. I didn't know anything about the Pentagon. It was absolute baptism by fire. Could not have done my job without the incredible help and sponsorship and mentorship of several incredible men and women in uniform. I worked on UN reform issues. And then I inherited the Africa portfolio for a couple of weeks in the summer of 1994 when our Africa analyst had gone on leave. And through that, I got to know the folks in the Africa office working for the Secretary of Defense. They had an opening for Deputy Office Director, and I was hired. More baptism by fire. As I have told people many times, when I started in the office of the Secretary of Defense, Office of African Affairs as Deputy Director, I would have failed a geography quiz. Absolutely not no idea, but did not have a background in U.S.-Africa relations. But I learned fast, was good at managing people, met incredible colleagues from different countries in Africa, and found that my background in European affairs helped me explain the context of U.S.-Africa relations to our senior officials.
And you spent a good part of your professional life in the Pentagon, which we know even today is a boys' club.
Indeed.
So what were some of the professional challenges that you faced, particularly as a woman?
Well, I started in the Pentagon in 1993. At the time, working in the Office of the Secretary of Defense, so the civilian side. We worked with men and women in uniform. There were not a lot of women in senior positions at the time, but because I am blessed with a good brain, I talk fast, I'm strong, I'm intense, some of my colleagues at my age, who are my age, found me very threatening. As I moved into management roles where I had more and more authority, if my underlings did not like a decision, they not always, but would go around me to people above me. And then I was second guessed sometimes by the male leadership. That was incredibly frustrating.
She's perhaps best known for now is Nancy's Wonderful Women, which is a series of events that happen almost monthly, I guess. Either very large gatherings of women from all walks of life and all professions,
all ages,
down to smaller gatherings that are directed more towards a single age group or a single professional interest area. So what gave you the idea for Nancy's Wonderful Women, and how have you seen that group grow?
I think the idea, there are several components to that answer. One is I've always been somebody who gathers people. I'm a convener, I'm a connector, a catalyst, wherever I go. Developing women in leadership, connecting women is really, really important to me. And in 2012, I was not working for money. I was volunteering on the Obama campaign. And I worked with some incredible, incredible women who all wanted to do more after the campaign, wanted to rebuild professional lives for a whole number of reasons. Women had stepped back from full-time professional responsibility. And so I said one day in the campaign office, after the inauguration, everybody's coming to my house with food and drink, and we're all going to help each other out. And literally the day after the inauguration, I got an email from a high energy retired civil servant saying that she had run into another one of our volunteer friends, and it was, "Dear Nancy, when are you doing the damn dinner?" And I promptly invited 200 women to my house. The smaller dinner discussions have been very, very powerful ways for women to connect who have things that they share in common, whether it is professional challenges of those new to Washington, D.C., how to deal with difficult supervisors, how to network, how to balance life and professional and personal responsibilities. And the sense of trust, I think, helps people open up. I think women are looking for community. I want to continue to do that. I would give several pieces of advice to young women starting out in public policy careers or interested in public service or government or elective office, domestic or international politics. One is to be open to opportunities that present themselves to you. It is very unlikely that your career will be planned out the way you think at age 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. As I said, I didn't expect to work in the Pentagon, move to Turkey, work on Africa, never planned all of that. And had I not been open to those opportunities, it would never have happened. So I think that's one of the most important pieces of advice. The other is to seek out your mentors, men and women, and find people who will take a genuine interest in you. But part of that is taking a genuine interest in them. You can learn a lot, and I think that technology has changed so much that sometimes young people think that people on this side of 50 or 60 can't understand. No, there's a lot that women or men on this side of 50 or 60 don't understand. However, there is wisdom in people who have lived life and experienced different jobs. And I think sometimes it's just getting people to tell their stories can help you, as you start out, think about what you want to do. Another thing that I would say is be nice and don't be snarky about people. Washington is a tough town. There are a lot of very ambitious people, and that's just fine. And women should never hide their ambition. But you don't put other people down. And I think that this town doesn't always encourage the best behavior. The other thing that I think is critically important is women have to take care of each other. Look out for each other, celebrate each other's successes, commiserate, but look out for each other and be helpful. And it's not always easy when a colleague or counterpart gets a promotion and you don't. It's not always easy to be generous and genuinely happy for them. Work on it. Do that, because they will then be happy when your time comes along. Not everybody can have everything. Figure out what's important to you, but look out for other women always. Always, always.
Well, Nancy, thank you for sharing your story with us. I think we all have a great deal to learn from you.
Thanks very much. It's been a pleasure. Anytime. Thanks.